Hey folks, Jayborino here, welcome back and thanks for joining me on my journey backwards through the Command & Conquer series. This is Tiberian Sun, which is technically Command & Conquer 2, and it's the second entry in the main Tiberian plotline, which is not associated with Red Alert or Generals. The version that I'm playing I did download off of ModDB, which integrates it quite nicely with CNC.net and offers a variety of resolutions and general performance fixes. So I'll put a link in the description. Tiberian Sun is freeware, as released by EA when Command & Conquer 4 came out, I believe. There's a lot of quirks with these older games now that we're here. I started with the newer titles just because they have much better quality of life improvements, and now, like, for example, our campaign progress will not be saved, so we have to save at the beginning of every mission if we want to pick up where we left off in between each video. So with that in mind, my plan is we're going to play a mission, we're going to watch the end cinematic, then we're going to watch the intro cinematic of the next mission and get started with the gameplay just so that we can save, and then when we start up the next video, we'll go straight into the mission, we can reread the mission objectives, and we'll be right in that mission. I'm going to play on normal. We might bump it down to easy later, I don't know. These missions might kick my ass. These older games were pretty challenging and pretty imbalanced. With that in mind, let's get started. The cutscenes will be quite small, but once we get into the game, it will be full screen.
Makes no sense. Hot spots everywhere. And why Southwest Sector 9?
Someone jamming the secure channel, sir.
You'll come for the sunshine, but you'll stay for the people.
What the hell is this? It's not possible. Punch up the main screen.
If I am cut, do I not bleed? It would be a sad error in judgment, General Solomon, to mistake me for a corpse.
My judgment is sound, Kane. And I'm not afraid of ghosts or you.
Perhaps you should be. I've seen the future. Our Tiberian future. And as you watch this battle just beginning to unfold, I've already seen the final act. It is my destiny to lead the way for all mankind.
Mankind has forgotten you, Kane.
Signal, sir. He's in the southwest.
Get me McNeil.
James L. Jones, huh?
Recon, what's the intel up ahead?
Chandra, you son of a bitch.
Solomon needs you. For the X-Wing.
General Solomon on secure channel 4.
Good to see you again, Mac. I wish it were under better circumstances.
It's a light show, all right.
It's more than that. It's Kane.
Sir?
We lost contact with Phoenix at 0800 Zulu. I'm not losing that base, Mac. I'll give you a squad of our best jump troopers to clear the way for your arrival. Good luck, Commander.
The game's afoot. Let's kick some ass.
Isn't that the person that played Kyle Reese in the original Terminator? I don't know the actor's name, but him and James Earl Jones, man, that's wild. If I made the cinematics any larger, they'd be even grainier, so I think this size is fine, but again, the gameplay will take up the whole screen. Emergency transmissions from GDI forces in this region indicate that Phoenix Base is under attack from Nod troops. It's imperative that the base be restored by building a Tiberium refinery and a barracks. Once the base is functional, all Nod forces in the area must be destroyed. Refinery, barracks, kill everything. Got it. I think we can handle that. I'm going to go real slow on this first mission just so we can talk a bit about these older Command & Conquer games. And I want to also ask a bit about the resolution and your preferences as viewers.
Fired.
Where the hell are those reinforcements? It's not, sir. They came out of nowhere. We have to get back to the base and rebuild the refiner and barracks before they hit us again.
Okay, so they're telling us what to do. I am going to turn the game speed down to, like, super slow for now, and then also the scroll rate is way, way, way too quick. I think the sound is okay. I messed with it a little bit before I got started. I did like 3 or 4 trial runs trying different resolutions. But anyway, this is going to go real fast, so that's why I wanted to talk a bit about how these older games worked. Because we have played Red Alert 3 and Tiberium Wars, and again, the quality of life was just so much higher there. So I think this game is much more like the original Command & Conquer than it is like the later titles, but Command & Conquer 2, or Tiberium Wars, I think a lot of people consider it to be one of the best RTSs that have ever been made. So I think like this generation of RTSs was considered one of the best. Or the best, I should say. So let's go ahead and plop this down. And I think this is kind of the generation when Warcraft 2 and StarCraft were becoming popular as well. So everything is left-click. There's no right-clicking. Right-click just deselects everything. So that's one thing to point out. And then, very similar to Command & Conquer 3, we've got these Tiberium fields, and they regenerate very, very, very slowly, and then you send your harvester out. And then you only get income added to your total up here in the upper right when it goes back and returns those. So there's, I mean, again, it does regenerate, but it's extremely slow. So it's kind of hard to... We have to, oh yeah, we have turrets here. So it's kind of hard to have much flexibility. I think what it comes down to is you have to just build exactly what you need for a specific map and then execute it just right. So we might just be retrying a lot of different maps, and we're going to be just saving at the beginning of every single one anyway. Yeah, let's just build some different stuff. Again, you can see the game speed, even though I'm on slower game speed, is still pretty darn quick. So we might be playing on this game speed for a while, unless we're sitting around waiting for resources or something, or when we're attacking, we're slowly destroying buildings, stuff like that. So, in terms of the aspect ratio, in case you're curious, if you want to play on this aspect ratio when you're playing yourself, I'm playing on 1024 by 576, which is the lowest supported widescreen 16:9 aspect ratio available. If you play on 1920 by 1080, for example, your field of view is going to be huge, and all of your units are going to be tiny, and it's going to be really, really hard to understand what is going on. And that might be acceptable to some folks. Like, if you're playing by yourself and no one's watching you, which is going to be most people, not me, then you might want that zoomed-out view. I wanted to find a happy medium such that we were full screen, we didn't have black bars, and I didn't want to necessarily stretch the viewport, because if you stretch it, then the models might look weird. So, again, we're not stretched, we're full screen. We have a 16:9 aspect ratio, and I think the units are big enough that we can kind of see them, and you can kind of tell what is what. I don't know what these little guys are. We got a lot to learn as we make our way through this. We should be very equipped to win this first mission. That's the Hand of Nod. There it is. I like the isometric faux 3D building HP bars. That's pretty neat. Destroy this right here. We could only make the light infantry, but you can see the similarities in how this inspired the later titles. Not Generals was different, obviously. You had like individual builders to make buildings, but you can see how this is similar to Red Alert 3 and Tiberium Wars 3. Specifically Tiberium Wars 3, because there's Tiberium and not just those ore refineries that are hanging out. Now, I thought that Tiberium was lethal to infantry, but I'm not really sure. You can see that the countering system was even more extreme, I think, in these older missions. We already won. We get our old score screens here. 99% mission efficiency. I must have lost one unit or something. There we go. So you can see I had 3 trial runs here for the resolutions. But like I said, we're not going to end on the score screen. We have to kind of get into the next mission so I can save my progress. Otherwise, I can't get to it from the main menu every time I want to start a new video.
Nice job, McNeil. Nod is on the run. And I wish we could say the same for Phoenix. We just recovered this transmission.
Smile for the camera, Commander. We must look our best when the Brotherhood comes to visit. The least you could do is wear a tie.
That drug-dealing animal is...
King of the eye candy trade. He's been dealing that poison for years.
Looks to me like he's his own best customer.
Get back there, take out the SAM sites, then destroy the Nod base. Your Ava unit has the data.
What does this Nod base have to do with this drug dealer? Okay. Anyway, this is something from the original Command & Conquer where sometimes you have a choice of where you're going to go. So occasionally I may just end up taking the worst possible route because I can't necessarily wait for commenter advice to tell me which path I should take. So if there's a particularly terrible path, tell me way in advance so that way I can see it before I record several missions out.
The Nod forces that attack our Phoenix base are in this sector. Their base must be destroyed in order to secure the region. However, there is a significant civilian population requiring evacuation. GDI transports will evacuate the civilians once all Nod SAM sites are destroyed. The Nod base can then be safely terminated.
Okay, so we'll review this next time, but again, I mostly just have to get into the gameplay here so that I can then save like this, and then we're gonna have to load this up when we start next time. But anyway, again, I'll put a link in the description so you can play this same version that I'm playing. Again, it's very seamless and easy to get started. It's just tinkering with the resolutions to decide what you want your field of view to look like, whether you want to play it stretched, etc., etc. But again, I am on 1024 by 576, which I would highly recommend because I think that that's the best. It's the lowest 16:9 ratio. So if you got a widescreen monitor, as most are these days, I think that's probably the best way to play these older games. It's kind of that happy medium. All right, with that, thanks for watching, everybody. Leave your thoughts below, your opinions also on the field of view, because I can make it even smaller or larger depending on what you all prefer. But I'd much rather have a full screen as opposed to black bars on the sides. All right, see you next time. Bye now.